Here we shall discuss the different crops seed rate individually if available, the seed rate for female and male. Whenever we talk about hybrid seed production, we use female and male seeds quantity separately. Then we shall also include the yield and seed multiplication rate. Coming to the major cereals and pulses, when we come to paddy varieties, the seed rate is 25 to 30 kg per acres. The yield expected is 25 to 30 quintals per acre and seed multiplication rate is 1 is to 80. If we talk about the hybrid paddy, the seed rate for female is 4 and male is 2. Here yield expected is 8 to 10 quintals per hectare and seed multiplication ratio 1 is to 100 or 1 is to 200 to 250. It again depends on the different hybrids. We'll talk about wheat next because after paddy, wheat is important cereal. Wheat require 40 kg. In wheat, hybrids are not much popular. Varieties are only popular. The seed rate is around 40 kg per acres. Yield is 8 to 10 quintals per hectare acre and seed multiplication ratio 1 is to 40 to 50. But the standard ratio is again the same as rice hybrid, that is 1 is to 100. If we talk about jawar varieties, for varieties the seed rate is 5 kgs per acre, then yield is 8 to 10 kg, 10 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 150 to 200. When we talk about hybrid jawar, it is 3.5 kg for female and 1.5 kg for male. As you know, the male is only utilized as a pollen source, so the amount or number of plants required is also low as compared to the female plants. So the yield of hybrid jawar will be 10 to 12 quintals per acre. The seed multiplication ratio is 1 is to 300 to 350. Coming to maize varieties, the seed rate is 6 kg and the yield expected is 12 to 15 quintals per acre. Then seed multiplication ratio is 1 is to 200 to 250. If hybrid means 4 for female, 4 kg per acre and 2 for male. And the yield is 16 to 20 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 400 to 500. In bajra varieties, the seed requirement is 3 kg per acre, yield 10 to 12 quintals per acre and 1 is to 300 to 400 is seed multiplication ratio. Seed multiplication ratio is if you are planting one seed or if you are sowing one seed, out of that how many seeds you can just harvest, that is nothing but seed multiplication ratio. Coming to hybrid bajra, here we need 1.5 kg per acre of female seed and 0.5 for male seed and 8 to 10 quintals per acre of yield and the multiplication ratio is 1 is to 500 to 600. If it is ragi, for varieties are very popular in ragi, hybrids are not even much popular. Here 5 kg seed is required, 4 to 5 quintals per acre yield and multiplication ratio is same as rice, that is 1 is to 80 to 100. Next is in pulses, red gram. Red gram is also known as pigeon pea. And in pulses almost varieties are preferred. Here the seed rate required is 4 kg per acre and with the yield of 5 to 6 quintals per acre, seed multiplication ratio is 1 is to 125 to 150. In green gram, the seed rate is 6 kg per acre, then yield is 4 to 4.5 and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 65 to 75. In black gram, it is just similar to green gram where the seed rate is 6 kg, yield is around 4 to 4.5 quintals per acre, and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 65 to 75. When we talk about Bengal gram, the seed rate is 25 to 30 kg per acre and yield is 6 to 9 quintals per acre with seed multiplication ratio of 1 is to 25 to 30. Cowpea. The seed requirement is 6 kg per acre, then yield expected is 4 to 5 quintals per acre and seed multiplication ratio 1 is to 65 to 85. Coming to the oilseed crops, castor. In castor, the seed requirement is 5 kg per acre, then 4 to 5 quintals per acre is the yield and 1 is to 80 to 100 is the seed multiplication ratio. In groundnut, the quantity of seed required to sow for 1 acre of land is 90 kg per acre, then yield expected is 8 to 9 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 8. In sunflower, the quantity of seed required is 4 kg per acre, then yield expected 4 to 5 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 100 to 125. In sunflower hybrids, the female seed quantity required is 3 kg per acre and 1 kg of male seed. Then 4 to 5 quintals per acre is the yield and seed multiplication ratio is 1 is to 125 to 150. In safflower, the quantity of seed required to sow 1 acre of land is 4 kg per acre, then 2.5 to 3 quintals per acre is the yield and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 60 to 80. In sesamum, the seed requirement is 1 kg per acre, 2.5 to 3 quintals is the yield and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 250 to 300. In soybean, seed requirement is 30 kg per acre, yield is 6 to 9 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio 1 is to 20 to 30. Coming to mustard, here seed requirement is 2 kg per acre, then yield is around 2 to 3 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 100 to 150. Fiber crops. In fiber crops, most important fiber crops are cotton, jute and mesta. In cotton varieties, the seed requirement is 2 kg per acre, then yield is around 5 to 6 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio 1 is to 250 to 300. When we talk about cotton hybrids, that is delinted cotton, the requirement for female seed is 0.75 kg and male is 0.25, means total 1 kg seed is required to sow 1 acre of land and here the yield expected is 3 to 4 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 400 to 500. In jute, 1 kg seed is required, 3 to 4 quintals is the yield per acre, then 1 is to 300 to 400 is the seed multiplication ratio. Mesta. Here 6 kg seed is required to sow for 1 acre of land. 2.5 to 3 quintals is the yield per acre. Then the multiplication ratio is 1 is to 40 to 50. In case of forage crops, sorghum, for hybrid sorghum, 4 kg of female seed and 1 kg of male seed is required to sow for 1 acre of land. Then the yield expected is 16 to 18 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 400 to 450. Among vegetable crops, chili, which needs 0.4 kg per acre of seeds, 3 to 4 quintals per acre is the yield and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 800 to 1000. Tomato, seed requirement is 250 grams, yield around 8 to 10 quintals per acre and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 300 to 400. Brinjal, seed requirement is half kg, yield expected is 2.5 to 3 quintals Then multiplication ratio is 1 is to 500 to 600. Bhindi. In bhindi, the seed requirement is 1.2 kg per acre. Then yield expected is 2 to 3 quintals per acre, and multiplication ratio is 1 is to 250 to 300. Bottle gourd and ridge gourd requires the same conditions, means they grow under the similar conditions. For these two, bottle gourd and ridge gourd, the seed requirement is 0.8 kg, means 800 grams. Yield expected is 2 to 2.5 quintals per acre, and the seed multiplication ratio is 1 is to 250 to 300